I hope everyone's had a great weekend, and this time it was actually a weekend, not like last Friday. But yeah, I hope everything's been well. And we're back with Sherlock Holmes, third case. We're back to being detectives with a lot of neurons, obviously. Hi Timber, Soko, hello, welcome back to the stream. Fake timer, yes, it was a fake timer, but I didn't realize what time it was. And yeah, I would have been late by 5 minutes or so, so I decided to just go live with a timer that's, yeah, way too long for the actual time. But it's fine, we can ignore the timer. And just jump back to inspecting things, finding out who's the killer, who did what, when, and get right back to business pretty much. And see... I mean, I'm curious what's gonna come next, to be honest. But I guess that also depends on what Sherlock has planned. I guess. We'll see. We'll see what actually happens. Bloodbath. And they tell us about character portraits. Oh, this is the name of the case, I think. Right? Because it doesn't change? I don't know. Our neurons haven't activated just yet. We need to actually get started, and then everything's gonna go according to plan, obviously. At least that's how it's supposed to go. So last case we did was with the train. Before that we had an actual murder. And now I guess we're back to murders? What's gonna go missing this time? A whole country? Yeah. Yeah. And we can compare it to the size of Wales.
What happened?
I feel deathly.
Did we already start using?
Let me examine you. Please don't tell me that you've returned to your old habits.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what's happened. Wait, Watson is inspecting Holmes? Okay, fine, I'll take it.
Pupil is dilated.
Yeah. So he's high. Okay, we get it. No need to go into detail. What else?
The temperature appears to be normal.
Right, so he doesn't have a fever.
I need to concentrate and count the heartbeats.
I'm not counting heartbeats. For 10 seconds, so...
I need to concentrate and count the
Oh, I need to hold it? Wait, I was counting. Come on.
I need to concentrate and count the heartbeats.
Oh my god, just give me a break. Okay, I need to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, I can count. 5, 6, 7. There we have it.
A weak
8.
pulse, around 50 beats per minute.
Okay, if you say so, if you say so.
But you're dying, Holmes.
I'll take your word for it.
Pulse rate is dropping. We need to get you to the hospital immediately.
The antidote. Give it to me.
Antidote?
The antidote? You mean that you're poisoned?
Now. Please.
Here.
So he's not...
Drink it all.
Okay, what...
Don't tell me that you did this to yourself.
Hemlock and datura. I was compelled to.
Holmes,
why were you...
Imagine if I'd not returned home when I did. What might have happened?
You'd be dead.
I knew that you would.
Mr. Holmes, Inspector Lestrade is here to see you.
Mr. Holmes
Bad
is unable
timing.
to see anyone at the moment. He is unwell.
A good day, Inspector.
Oh my god.
Ah, Mr. Holmes.
Wait, where is your disguise?
This is a strange one.
Where's my
We brought in
mustache?
2 young bankers from the city, sons of lords, members of the chamber, and so on and so forth. They were found stranded in a rowing boat that was drifting on the Thames.
A romantic escapade with an unhappy ending, Lestrade.
What? Well, yes, they were both in the bath, but what?
As I said.
And they were tied together.
You are lacking in imagination, Inspector.
Well, no, I'm not. Anyway, there was
Okay.
a banner flapping about in the boat with the RMS Oceanic printed on it and signed by the Merry Men.
Oh.
The Oceanic. Isn't that the largest
No, I
steamer
don't care
ever
about
built?
that. What about the Merryman?
Yes. And these two young banker chaps are sons of the owners of the White Star Line, the company that built it. There are rumours of corruption.
I'm not interested in politics, Lestrade.
I'll keep it then. Here's another one that's a
Wait,
bit more
keep
complex
what?
and
The
maybe to
case?
your liking. It's a murder, but we're unable to find any weapon. We haven't touched anything. It's at the Roman Baths in Strand Lane.
Okay.
A murder.
I like
a
how that
vanishing weapon. The Roman
sounds.
baths. That's for us. Watson, fetch your hat.
No, and my hat as well. Come on, and my mustache. No, wait, stay still. To the drawer. Cupboard. Wardrobe. Same thing. Right, we need to... Where's my makeup table? Did we have it last case? I don't think so. Where's your hat? Uh-huh. There we go. To wardrobe. And how do we dress up? Can't use a morning gown. That doesn't match. Neither does that. Fine. Where was the grey one? No. Does this match? It matches, I don't know. You have currently equipped on a... Cancel. The knot? What do you mean the knot? Fine, then... Light suit. What? What am I supposed to wear then? I can't wear the morning gown. Which was the outfit? Casual suit. All the face features were locked. They were? Why were they locked? Let's see. Okay. So it wasn't a suit. It's annoying. Come on, Watson, let's go. I'm annoyed. I'll change costumes later. I mean, there's no point in deductioning anything or studying our casebook. You just wait. Right. Deductionalizing. Yeah, I guess that could work better actually. Nice one, Gray. Welcome back to the stream. Sneeze it. You can't add that. You can't add that. You don't have
With a
permission.
dreadful murder. The body of Sir Rodney Bentley
Does
is
it?
still in the steam room.
Thank you for
It's
the
not been touched. Per your usual
resub.
instructions, Mr. Holmes.
Nice 6
I
months.
shall be waiting for you here.
Oh, for you.
Please,
Good.
Abbey.
Wow. Okay. Oh, I don't know what you wrote though. I know that's means something, but I don't know what. No command? Yeah, because you don't have permission. Suspects. The crime weapon, considering
You
there's
found
none.
no murder weapon?
No, and that's why I called you. All three witnesses and the victim were locked in when the murder occurred, and they remained so until we got here.
Locked in.
We even had to pick the lock to enter.
I
Window.
see.
Suspects.
Are you able to identify the men who were with the victim in the steam room?
Yes. The manager of the bath, Sir Gregory Pitkin, a lad from the city council, Garrow, and an archaeologist by the name of Blinkhorn. I think the plump one, Garrow, did it. He doesn't seem right in the head.
Well, we shall see.
Okay. I guess that's one way of
Was there anyone else here, apart
judging
from
a
those
case
gentlemen in
or a
the steamroom?
suspect.
Yes, a Mr. Phillips. He was the one who called the police. He'll be able to give you more details.
Right. Who done it? Oh, okay. Who done it is an English reference to detective novels. Right. Okay. Fantastic.
Good day to
Did
you,
not know
Mr.
that.
Phillips. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my colleague, Dr. Watson. Would you be so kind as to answer our questions?
Certainly, sir.
No, I want the profile first. There's so many clues. Scissor cut. Lives alone. That's a conclusion. Fastidious, what does that mean? Shiny buttons, Manchester City. Telegram. Okay, right. Tell us what happened.
Please tell us the chain of events from the start of your day.
So if you say
Everything that you can
hello,
remember.
you know it's a
The slightest detail
copper
may be of
speaking.
importance.
Very well, sir. I
Wait,
came
how
in
did you know
at
it's a
6:30 this
copper?
morning, and I opened the baths.
hello,
I
hello,
made sure
hello.
that the
What's
room was
all this
clean,
then?
And
Oh.
I prepared the towels. The brazier
Yeah,
was
okay.
still burning.
Right.
There was a fire
That makes more
burning
sense.
all night.
Yes, Sir Gregory ordered me to light the brazier yesterday. It takes some time until the room is fully heated. The gentleman had a meeting at 9 o'clock this morning. I wanted everything to be perfect. They'd been in the steam
Yeah, it
room
was
for 20 minutes,
perfect for a
but I
murder.
suddenly heard shouting. I ran to the door, but it was closed. I couldn't open it. So I ran out to the street to call for the police. One constable came up, and then there were others, and they picked the lock. Then Inspector Lestrade came along.
They know
and
how
he
to
told
pick
us that
locks?
nothing should be touched.
Where are any... Were there any visitors?
Did you receive any other visitors this morning?
No one. Until these gentlemen arrived. Sir Gregory was the first. And then, while we were discussing work details, Sir Rodney and Mr. Blinkhorn arrived, and Mr. Garrow followed.
What happened after that?
I waited until they'd all entered the steam room, then I returned to the hall. The
Okay.
changing room door was open, so I should hear if they needed anything.
You would have heard if someone had entered or left the steam room.
Certainly, sir. These doors make a lot of noise.
What if they were poisoned? Like with gas? Could they do that? Were the rooms isolated enough so that I wouldn't go in another room? Considering nobody opened the door? Or am I thinking too much in a modern way, let's say?
The steam room's on the other side, Mr. Holmes.
Frigidaria? Like a fridge? Exitus. Oh, okay. No. Got it. It's not English. Is this the one I need?
These
Clothes.
clothes belong to one of the suspects from the steam room. Clothes belonging to one of the suspects.
Why are there clothes here? What are they wearing now?
Expensive clothes belonging to one of the men from the steam room.
Oh, they died. Never mind. Wait, what? They're not dead.
Good Lord, Holmes.
Ah, death with a
What, Gray?
peculiarly Roman piquancy.
Like the one you almost had an hour ago.
Let us forget about that.
No, we won't forget about that. Watson will remind you that you almost killed yourself. Oh. Okay, today I can't read anything. Like, I don't get anything. Oh, that's so annoying. Alright, thank you for the explanation. Whose glasses are this? Can I wear them?
These lenses are for myopia. The wearer is short-sighted.
Okay, because they're so...
One lens is cracked, probably due to the temperature of the brazier.
Why did it leave them next to the brazier?
The brazier is still burning. The heat here is extreme.
Well, it's a steam
It is
room.
too hot. I cannot reach into it.
Uh-huh.
I will need something to pick up this melted metal.
Okay, like thongs or something. No. Scissors? I don't know. What is the claspy thing called?
G. Newell and
Steam
Sons.
specialists.
Steam specialists.
Thongs?
Seattle,
Oh, okay, so that's what they're
WA.
called. Right. So, I mean, they're actually called that. What am I doing? Oh no.
With the steam on, I'm unable to see even a few feet away.
Don't run away, okay? Aha. Why do I need to inspect the lever? What's the move? Okay, I turn it on and off. Somebody could have done that, I guess. Let's inspect the dead body.
I should check this blood sample at Baker Street.
Check it. Check it like in...
This key
How?
was covered in blood. I should ask Phillips about it.
Okay. What key? To what is that key? Where does it lead?
There was only one hit from the weapon. It pierced the right eye straight through to the brain. Death would have been instantaneous.
Okay.
The wound should not have bled so profusely. This pool is rather large.
So somebody else blood?
Some dirt or earth. I'll take a sample.
Yeah, we can identify exactly
Look,
from
Watson.
where
He
it
was wearing
was.
a ring. He very likely removed it before the steam session.
Okay. What does that mean? He didn't want people to know he was married? That's not everything, but I don't know what I'm missing. There's something else?
The death
Wrist.
is very recent, between 30 minutes to 1 hour ago.
Okay, that's all with the body. Great, we don't have to look
I
at
think
it
we have
anymore.
found all that we can here, taking into consideration the abysmal lighting. Constable, we have finished with the body.
We don't have many
Clean up
leads here.
squad?
What concerns me is that we still have to find the murder weapon.
Mr. Holmes?
Please have the body removed without disturbing anything else in the room.
All right, Mr. Holmes.
I like how
was
they all
wondering, Holmes,
listen to him.
It's fairly reckless to carry out a murder inside a closed chamber. Why do you suppose they did it?
There are a great many possibilities. The murderer was in a hurry. Or he is an artist. Or a ghost. Or he wanted to ensure that I'd be brought in on the case.
Probably the latter. You are ridiculous. Do you know that?
Yeah, we were brought... What do you mean by that? Why would they care about us being on the case or not?
Blood traces wiped on the towel.
It's horrible. Sir Rodney, he's dead. Can't we speak about it somewhere else?
No, you must look at the body and confess.
I'm in shock. I don't want to talk.
Seriously, you're all in shock?
It's horrible. I can't talk at the moment.
Oh my god. Talk.
I found him. I touched his shoulder, thinking that he was just asleep.
Yeah, with that much blood and a missing eye.
I don't
Sure.
want to stay here. Let us out, please.
Do we let them out?
Mr. Holmes?
I can't leave either. Okay. How do I get the item required? I need something to get that piece of metal out. Can I... Oh, the body's gone already. I mean, they're quick. Can I leave? I can leave, you can't. Haha. Right. We need some tools. What is happening?
Mr. Holmes, I should like to take the suspects to the yard. You can interrogate them there. Any objections?
No. Wait.
Please wait. I need to do something first.
We do? Should we do something first? I want to get the metal out. But I don't know how I could do that.
This area serves as Sir Rodney Bentcliffe's workshop.
Isn't this the man that got killed?
Tools used by archaeologists in their research. I will need these tongs.
There we go. That's exactly what we wanted. Fantastic. Anything else I can grab? Document. This metal plate, besides its archaeological interest, appears to be a part of something larger. Able to determine exactly what that might be. Right.
A shape has been cut in the plate. What should be done with it?
We just leave it there? Wait, I took it? Why did I take that?
Archaeological findings. Old clay pots with numbers inscribed upon them.
Right, and that's everything. What about this table? Documents. Dear friend, I wish to organize a press conference. Why? But now it's time to set my focus upon English archaeology too. Where'd he stop? Okay, someone interrupted him? Who could claim any degree of unfamiliarity with the name of Sir Rodney. His aristocracy, European aristocracy, holds powerful connections within the Lord's Chamber, carries on influence inside the political world. Wait, so he's a politician and an archaeologist? There was 3 pages with that note? Okay, I'll go back and check it. Sir Rodney's draft. Oh. To shine the light on national treasures and reveal them to the public, I would like to see as many journalists as possible in attendance to record this event. I should like to recall my old friendship with Lord Blackmore. Okay, Lord Blackmore is a person of interest. Bats reopening. Research efforts were about to be halted when a savior arrived in the form of Sir Rodney. Immediate control of the excavation. Okay, we pledge to update our readers with all the exciting news. Right. Okay. What about this? Photo negatives.
Glass plate negatives. A remarkable...
What do we have in here?
A glass plate negative is missing.
So somebody stole it?
It is a glass plate negative of an Egyptian
statue. Right. So they're from Egypt, I'd assume.
Archaeological findings. Old clay pots with numbers inscribed upon them.
Okay. Not that interesting. What is this note? Can I grab it? Oh, there's notes everywhere. Right, so let's get out of here. Can I keep going? What is happening? Wait, I didn't finish!
My God, are you alright? I wonder how this could have happened.
Yes, it is somewhat treacherous. Fortunately, I am unscathed. To where does this corridor lead?
To the frigidarium, the coal room.
Okay.
Barely unscathed and by a very small margin. And treacherous is an understatement.
Watson, calm down.
Those stones weigh tons. We won't move them.
It does not matter. If our investigation requires it, we shall ask for them to be removed.
But I can get to the frigidarium from the other main room, right? From the main room. I don't have to actually go through the passageway. Where was it though? Oh wait, I can't. Oh, okay, that's great. Let's go back and grab the medal. New wages there. Oh, I can talk to... who is his friend? You? Lincoln?
I can't understand what happened.
If you have to...
It's horrible.
Okay, they don't say anything. Fantastic. There we go.
I should analyze this melted metal.
Something's not right. Can I talk to them while it's foggy?
With the steam on, I'm unable to see even a few feet away.
Oh, I can't talk to them. Only that is highlighted. It's annoying. Okay, so they could have potentially turned on the steam and nobody would have noticed the person that killed Sir Richard, I guess?
How many people have keys to the steam room?
We have just the one key for now, which Sir Gregory gave to me.
So, this morning you opened the steam room, and then?
I put the key inside my desk, but when they called, I couldn't find it. It had disappeared, but I don't know where it is.
Did you leave the baths at any time, or receive
So somebody
any
took
visitors?
it?
No, sir, I did not.
Bloody key. Seriously? Okay, fine. Let me talk to him again.
No, sir, I did not.
Morning telegram. Let's go with that one.
You are not telling the truth, Mr. Phillips. You left your work this morning, and you went to the post office, where you dispatched a telegram at around 7:30.
But how could you... No,
The telegram was for someone in Manchester.
Mr. Holmes, it's I'll tell you everything.
Okay.
I left the baths at 7:20. My sister wrote to me yesterday, and she needed a reply, or our mother is unwell. I was away for 20 minutes, and I closed the baths on my way out.
Did you receive a reply from your sister?
No, she wasn't meant to. I just told her to pawn my old school uniform so that she could pay for the medication.
Did you check to see if the key was still in your desk when you returned?
No, I didn't. Please, Mr.
Okay,
Holmes,
so it might
don't
have
tell the police
disappeared
about this.
earlier.
Sir Gregory would give me the sack. I need this job.
I see.
Well, that's a problem.
Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Policeman. Right, Inspector Lestrade.
Mr. Holmes, I should like to take the suspects to the yard.
Nope, you can take them.
None, Lestrade.
Right, I can examine their belongings now. Wait, I can't. I need to go to the Scotland... to Scotland Yard. Do I have any clues? Any neurons I can activate? No. Right. No deductions yet. There's still plenty of time to make some deductions. Let's go to evidence room. Okay, there are so many belongings. We have a handkerchief. That is not dirty, apparently. Maybe he didn't... Yeah, okay, he didn't have it in the steamer.
A fountain pen with solid gold trim.
What about this? Sir Gregory Pitkin, manager, Roman Bats, Stanley
Sir Gregory
Lantern.
Pitkin's visiting card.
How interesting. That's not useful. What about this? Drug file.
A file with herbs. Do you know what it is, my dear fellow?
It's the St. John's wort flower, Holmes. It's commonly used as a drug against melancholia. However, an overdosage might lead to a rash or even hallucinations.
Okay, but it doesn't seem as if anyone consumed
When
the loss
Garrow
from
found
it.
Sir Rodney dead, he wiped the blood upon himself.
I don't think this guy killed him. But it might not be any of them.
An ordinary pencil.
Might be someone else. Sir Gregory Pitkin, manager to Mr. Blinkhorn. Dear Sir, the interest that I represent require the situation at the Bats to be changed for the better. The Frigidarium excavations remain under your direction, yet the works have not progressed. You have failed to find anything of value. The Frigidarium is a valuable asset and the recreation of the Roman Bat experience. I urge you to complete your work within the next 2 months. Okay, so... Manager to Mr. Blinkhorn. Wait, so he wrote to Mr. Blinkhorn, I guess? That makes sense. What about you, my dear fellow? A map? A coin?
An old and rather dirty coin.
How very interesting. A ring?
This ring was most likely the one that Sir Rodney wore. He removed it before entering the steam room.
Okay.
An Egyptian symbol. It is a very old jewel.
So he isn't married?
I see the join. This ring was repaired, and quite badly too, with silver.
Why on earth would they wear such a ring?
A very pertinent question.
Like, maybe emotional value? Sentimental value?
Rodney
Right?
Bentcliffe's notebook. It may contain something of interest.
A sketch.
The last pages were torn out. We
guess
must
that's all
find a way
interesting.
of retrieving Sir Rodney's last lines. Watson, please prevent anyone from entering the room. But first, fetch me a pencil.
We're gonna draw?
To begin with, a few
I
strokes
guess.
of the pencil will be enough. I don't want to damage the traces.
What am I doing? Am I the one drawing? I'm the one drawing! What am I drawing? Oh, I'm not drawing. I'm doing the thing where I see what is written on it. Scribble over the page for to reveal indents from writing, I assume anyway. Yeah, that's what we have to do. You're right, Fluffy. Welcome back to this stream. Thank you for the help. I was thinking, like, do we have to actually copy it? But it wouldn't make any sense. Okay, this is fun. Kind of annoying, but still fun. Is that enough? Today
And then to gently smudge the leftover pencil marks with a handkerchief. I'm sure that Watson won't mind if I use his.
Yeah, you don't use yours. Today I almost found it. This date will go down in history. Not been watching much, been watching Yogscat Jingle Jam all December so far. Oh wow, nice. Paperless children don't know these things. What do you mean paperless
Mr.
children?
Holmes, the coroner... But what are you doing? Tampering with the evidence?
We're not tampering
I
with
prefer
it.
to make them talk. Today I almost found it.
I used
This
a lot
date
of
will go
paper,
down in
okay?
history. Sir Rodney was about to make an
Silence,
outstanding
child of
discovery.
technology. You know not your way. I do know the old
Only the
ways.
final words. The rest of it is
I
lost.
didn't have a tablet
Perhaps the autopsy
when I was a
will assist
kid.
us in that matter.
I'm not sure that I can allow you to inspect the body now.
I am sure that you must, Constable.
Well,
So if you gave you a cassette and a pencil, what do? I turn it. You use it to turn it. Come on. I mean, I have never used cassettes, but I know that. I bet you... Paper does it. What the hell? No. She knows. Yeah, I know. My mom loves cassettes, and she learned, like, she taught me the old ways, it's called them. And I had cassettes when I was young. I've never turned a cassette, but I know that's what you do with it. Honestly, it's weird we all do though, but that sounds so much better. Yeah, they're more modern actually. They're more modern. And cleaner. The right eyeball has been burst, pierced the hilt by a curved-bladed knife. Why am I laughing at this? This is a description of a body. The blade cut through the orbit of the frontal bone, ripping apart. Okay, fine. Cerebellum. What? Cerebellum. I don't know. All of these injuries led directly to the death of the individual. There is an old injury filled with an amount of mucus and what? Chronic infection. Does not appear to have been damaged. The experiments with moving to digital haven't been going. Great, what on earth? But that's ancient. Yeah, but they're better. Like, I mean, they are ancient, but now they're not that ancient. I'd say.
A hand-drawn map.
I don't know. They're better. You still use a vinyl. Oh, really? That's cool. Doesn't it take up a lot of space, though? That's my only problem with it. Can I inspect the body? I don't know what I could inspect about it, but we can try.
According to the coroner, there were no cardiac problems nor lung congestion, but there were traces of fungus, possibly contracted from the Egyptian tombs.
Okay.
An unusual wound, inflicted by a curved knife, which resulted in instant death.
Maybe
as
it
the
was a
coroner's
relic?
report says.
It wasn't a normal knife, somebody used his own
The coroner
props.
observed no stomach nor liver disease, if we're to accept that Sir Rodney was an occasional drinker and 63 years of age.
Right. Europe just stopped using waxed paper for toilet paper in my lifetime. Waxed paper? Okay, I don't know what that is. At least I don't think I do.
The bruising is in lines. Some light bruising, caused by a rope. They were caused by a rope around the waist. Sir Rodney was descending
Triple
somewhere.
wax is it. Triple... Apply... Triple layered? I don't know. We're getting into a lot of details around toilet paper. The making of the toilet paper, actually. Yeah, applies the number of layers, pretty much. Okay, right. Got it.
Locked.
Wax paper is a kitchen paper before plastic wrap, like butcher paper. Okay, right. Got it. Interesting. I want Mr. Garrow first.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
Quilted means it has those little dashed lines like sewing, which makes it all fancy. Oh, okay.
A good day to you.
Right.
My name is
Got
Sherlock
it.
Holmes. I'm assisting
We're
the
learning
police with
toilet
their
paper
investigation
slang.
of the murder of
At least
Sir
I'm
Rodney
learning
Bentcliffe.
toilet paper slang.
Would you mind if I asked you a few questions?
I am Tristram Garrow.
I know you are. Let's look at him. Eye bag, so he's tired, he's badly shaven. What else? Pers- like sweat? I guess. Dirty clothes. Protective amulets. Hamza hand, superstitious. Okay, interesting. Perspiration is sweat, yeah, okay, right.
What is your occupation?
I am a councillor at the district chamber.
Right.
What were you doing at the baths?
Well,
Having
I
a
follow the
bath,
researches.
obviously.
I am interested in archaeology.
Tell me something
You
about Egypt.
follow them.
Yes, so many things happened and we need to know. Or perhaps it's better hidden.
I beg your pardon, Mr. Garrow.
What?
I meant nothing by that. I apologise.
He's so nervous. Sir Rodney, let's go with that.
What was it like to work with Sir Rodney?
It was like working with a genius. He was a hard man, but then you know this world is hard. There are always people who want to steal from you.
Steal
he,
what?
He trusted me, but, oh,
Are you feeling unwell?
I'm sorry. It is I. I remember.
Oh god, I
feel so
didn't
sorry.
mean to trigger anything.
you need anything?
I don't want him to stop talking.
I feel bad. I hear. No, nothing. I'm better now.
Are you? Ring.
His ring. Oh, it should be destroyed.
Why do you say that?
It is a cursed ring, digging dark secrets.
Really?
It is
That's
after me
interesting.
now. I know it. I shouldn't have worked on it in the workshop. It's too late now.
So you fixed it. Did a poor job of it. I've seen some of the start of this, but I'm assuming he's cursed by an ancient evil ghost. Obviously. That's definitely what happened.
Please try to recall what you saw today.
The room was so hot. I had to remove my glasses. I was not feeling so very well in there.
Women quoting toilet paper.
I saw the knife, you know.
And they were indignated by it, so they stopped the ad.
Blood. I tried to escape. I don't remember.
Saw
That's
the knife.
something.
What did it look like?
Everything was as if in a nightmare. It all happened so fast. The knife was shining like gold.
I mean, they always come up with weird commercials. Why not that? Recent unusual event.
Had Sir Rodney exhibited any recent strange behaviour?
Well, he had been rather secretive these past few days.
Okay.
Last Thursday, for example, I saw him leave.
Quilting is done by sewing.
When he returned, it
not
was very late.
knitting needles.
He showed me some wet coins, Roman coins, and he started to laugh.
Fine, my bad. So that was the problem? Not that they were, like, quilting toilet paper? It was that I was doing it with knitting needles? Okay. There was a UK with an old biddies knitting shreddies. What? What's with all the knitting commercials? Okay, right. So quilting is done by sewing. Old women. Okay, so old biddies means old women. The old coin. I can ask about the drug later.
That he showed me.
The knitting needles were the problem.
Century.
It must be very rare.
Oh my... Okay.
No,
I guess
don't know.
that makes sense. Wrong representation. Quilting toilet paper though? Sure. I get it. Sort of.
Thank you. This will help me to calm down.
No.
Do be careful with the dosage.
I will.
Wait, don't give him to that. Don't give him
Daniel
that.
appears to be rather mentally disturbed. Either that or he is a good actor.
He would be a very good actor. I hope he doesn't overdose though. Let's go with you.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
That sounds so ominous. Escorted for interrogation.
Good
Sorry
day
to
you,
drown
Sir
you in
Gregory.
slang and
My name is Sherlock
colloquialism,
Holmes.
but it's
I'm
fun.
assisting the
I know,
police with
it's
their
fine.
investigation of the
I like
murder
learning new
that took place
new
this
things.
morning. Would you mind answering a few questions?
Tell me, Mr. Holmes, will I need to stay here for very much longer?
Oh, so he has a temper. I want to see your profile. Let me profile you. Although we didn't really do that by just looking at the person. He's arrogant. Yeah, I can tell that from the eyes, obviously. The mouth shape, disdain, signet ring, aristocratic roots, and a watch. Man of... Oh, the cashmere... Wait, okay, fine. Can we lock this guy up on principle? Yes, I agree. He looks very smug.
You are the manager of the baths, is that correct?
Oh.
Yes, I'm passionate about archaeology. I wanted to restore the ruins. My ambition is to open the baths to the public.
Okay.
Living archaeology can be a profitable business, although now I'm not so sure.
I see. When do you wish to begin using the baths?
When the archaeological researches are over, I will be free to complete the restoration. It is the usual process.
But something is not going quite right because Sir Rodney is taking his sweet time.
What was your relationship with Sir Rodney Bentcliffe?
We were not particularly close. He had an unpleasant temperament. Suspicious. Authoritarian. Unkind. People possessed by genius may be forgiven for their nature, but not by me.
Was he obstructive?
Not at all. Everything he did led us to greater success. He helped us increase the potential of the building.
Wait, what? So why are you angry with him?
How was the work progressing before Sir Rodney's arrival?
Rather slowly, I would say.
So... which one relates to this? Pitkin's letter? Yeah, I guess.
Sir Gregory, could you please explain this letter? You expressed the wish to call off the research work at the baths.
It was all about Blinkhorn. He was merrily digging away and taking very little care about it, ruining everything and finding nothing of any value.
But the arrival of Sir Rodney changed your mind?
Sir Rodney's work was extremely promising, and it was good for the bath's publicity. So yes, I changed my mind.
He needs an attitude adjustment. He sure does need that. Right. The murder now.
Please tell me what happened this morning.
The test that we performed this morning was a success. The steam was working well. But then, of course, that awful murder.
What did you see?
The steam was too thick to see anything. But ask Garrow. He saw the body first.
I did ask him.
Had Sir Rodney exhibited any recent strange behavior?
Look, I'm not a suspicious fellow, but I think that he had professional interests elsewhere that he did not wish us to know about.
Why should you think that? Where?
I have no idea. But after all, it was not my business.
What's your business?
Are you aware that Mr. Garrow is under a form of medication?
Garrow? No. But I never liked that parasite.
Do you believe him to be...
Do you like anyone?
Well, he did have blood on him. Does that make him a murderer?
No. Not yet, at least. Okay, I don't think this guy murdered him, but at the same time, I'm not
Please
sure.
escort this suspect for interrogation.
It's probably none of them murdered him.
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and I am assisting the police with their investigation of the murder of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions?
Holmes did it? Yeah, obviously.
My name is...
He wanted to make things interesting. Let's see. Focused look, attentive. Right, we're already off to a good start. Rusty, shabby, not wealthy. What about your hands? Calluses, so he works. What is that? Recent earthwork. So excavating?
What is your occupation?
I'm an archaeologist, specializing in the Roman period. I'm working on several excavation sites at present, including the baths at Strand Lane.
Can you tell me more about the baths?
Well, we're hoping to retrieve a great many interesting artifacts from the site, and to list any items of value before their eventual restoration and exhibition.
And has it been successful?
It has, thanks to Sir Rodney.
But he's dead now. So somebody wanted to stop the development of the bats, maybe? Sir Rodney.
What was your relationship with Sir Rodney?
Well, I couldn't say that he was a kind man.
Okay, so he wasn't liked.
But he was talented. I felt a great admiration for
And
him,
a genius.
I must say.
Was it your first collaboration?
I had met Sir Rodney briefly once in Egypt, and I'd shared my researches with him. Surprisingly, my work did convince him to come here. He arrived only a couple of months ago.
Surprisingly?
Right.
Well, Sir Rodney was a cold man, and so very secretive too. But I learned so much from him. I can't believe that he's dead.
So they were partners? Colleagues? Your work?
How well were your researches progressing before Sir Rodney's arrival?
Rather well.
Wait, that doesn't tie up with the...
This letter
what the other
reveals
man
that Sir
said.
Gregory was prepared to put a stop to your work.
It doesn't tie up.
Yes, But
this guy's
since
too
Sir Rodney's
nice. He did
arrival,
it. I
he had
agree.
calmed down. He
I mean,
allowed us to
he's
work.
respectful.
I'm not sure what they agreed on.
But something's not right. He
What
feels
will
fishy.
happen now that Sir Rodney is dead?
Well, I haven't thought about that. But if it's needed, I will fight to defend Sir Rodney's expectations.
Aha, so you'll take his place. So this benefits you. Okay, that doesn't mean necessarily
Can
killed
you tell me
him.
what you saw today?
Well, we entered the steam room and we all went to sit down. The steam was particularly dense, and I didn't see anything much further after that. I just heard Mr. Garrow shouting, but we all ran for the door and bumped into each other. I was very
Bumped
alarmed
into
by
each
this
other?
point.
What did you do?
Well, the door was stuck, and with all the steam, it was quite frightening. I was barely able to see my own feet. Garrow was covered in blood.
Do you believe that Garrow killed Sir Rodney?
Oh, no. Garrow couldn't harm a fly.
So the other one sort of accused Garrow, not really. This one did not accuse him at all.
Can
They have
you
so
recall
different
any recent
personalities.
event that would occur to you now as being a little strange?
Well, yesterday we had a small argument.
About?
Is that all?
No. Sir Rodney informed me that he was to attend the London Archaeological Congress with me. Then he advised me of quite the opposite. And rather aggressively, too.
Why did he change his mind? Ring.
Do you recognize this ring?
Certainly. It's the famous Aswan ring. Sir Rodney brought it back from his last campaign in Egypt.
And he kept it for himself?
Sir Rodney has had his own particular ideas of archaeology.
Which is? Oh, come on, please
what
explain.
Can you tell me about Garrow?
Well, he always looks so sad. And he has been acting strangely lately. He complains about voices and visions. I will keep an eye on him because I'm worried.
Okay. We have another... Oh, we have a lot of clues. Right, so... Sir Rodney's lie. We're on about his work. Maybe the strange wound? Stolen notes? Have a new one. A mortal secret. Why would Sir Rodney be hiding anything? Could his discovery be the motive for the crime? Maybe. The last expedition. Find out where Sir Rodney was several days before his murder and uncover his precious secret. I agree. We could do that. Let's go have a look at the other clues. Pitkin's fight. Fire Blinkhorn. Stolen notes. Let's see. Blinkhorn's work was saved by the arrival of Sir Rodney, but at a high cost to his morale. All Blinkhorn's work by the arrival, he was thankful for the possibility of their working together and the chance of learning from it. That's what it seems like. I'm not sure that's the case, but it does seem like that. What do we have? Broken glasses. That's not quite tying with anything. Right, there we have it. That's everything. Let's go and inspect what he was studying, right? What Sir Rodney was investigating. Personality ranking, neutral. Okay, I'm not sure that's a good thing, but fine. And I also have to go and study all these things. So, let's first go to our house. Try and figure out the alchemy part of it. I'm not sure that's alchemy. Chemical part of it. Scientifical part of it. And then we can go and investigate the archaeological studies of Rodney, I guess. The dog moved. Hello.
On the sofa for the third time today. Well, don't be surprised if Watson sits on you again.
Sits on you? What? Let's analyze that. Please, no more minigames.
selenite.
Okay.
Pyrite, otherwise known as
fool's gold. Right, what else?
white clay particles. Interesting.
Where might that
According
be?
to the color and its composition, I deduce that this sample is white clay. Now, I need to find which area near London this sample belongs to.
Oh, great. Geography. Oh, it's not that hard.
The sample of dirt belongs to the White London clay region,
Fine.
located near the city of St. Albans.
Okay, what was he doing there? Let's analyze the blood.
Let us analyze this blood sample. This blood has not coagulated well. It seems very liquid. That is strange. Let us see what is inside it.
Drugs?
Hydrogen peroxide will bring any foreign matter to the surface. I must take a pipette and place several drops of hydrogen peroxide.
Okay. Peroxide. And now we use it. There we go.
Water. This blood is heavily diluted with water.
So that it seems there's more blood than there actually is. Why?
This is a piece of metal taken from a brazier.
Maybe this is the murder
It appears
weapon.
to be silver, but I need to be sure. If it is silver, it will be possible to melt it, since silver's melting point is at around 900 degrees Celsius. Let us compare this sample with a silver penny by testing it with acid. If it changes color to match the result of the reaction with a silver coin, then it is silver.
Right, where's let's take the acid. Aha. What about you? It is silver.
The reaction is the same red stain. It is silver. Britannia silver quality.
So much silver though. How did it get there? Can we make new connections maybe? An item of silver has been recently melted in the brazier, so that might be the murder weapon. Okay, that could solve some things, I guess. Very liquid blood. A strange wound. See, steam moisture. The presence of water is due to the humid atmosphere, or the presence of water in the blood is an unexplained clue. It must be somehow linked to the murder process. I believe this one's true. Right. Any new connections? Right. Well, let's continue. We have to go... Who's this? The melted... Sir Rodney's draft. Oh wait, Sir Rodney's draft. 1893 was a remarkable year for my work in Egypt. Right, let's see if that's actually true. Okay, 1893. Bencliffe's mummy. That's not what I need.
Here it is.
It is?
By the eye he was punished, for he saw that he was not worthy. Dreadful.
Okay. As someone has taken over 3 years, directed the archaeological work. Mummy was found with a enucleated eye? She has been named a desperate mummy. Nearby could be read in Latin. By the eye he was punished, for he saw what he was not worthy. So maybe, wait, maybe the style in which he was murdered has something to do with this case? It sure does seem similar. Right. Oh, we also have a map. How can I put it over this map?
Now we have 2 maps.
Oh, fantastic. How? Okay, so I need a road. Great ramification, actually. Not just the road. This? Yes.
Watson, pack your bag. We are
We
visiting
found
a
an
location
X.
in St. Albans marked on Sir Rodney's map.
Great. There's our clue. Let's go and see what's up with this area. What was he researching or studying? Search the excavation.
What should we do next?
This
We
archaeological
break
site
in,
has
obviously.
been abandoned. Why did Bentcliffe come here?
Who knows? Let me go in. We don't care that it's locked or technically restricted. We can go in, no worries. We're detectives. Okay, so Adrian's home. The desk. Right,
This
a
is the map of the site. We are at the heart of an old Roman city.
Wait, so he just left everything here? Followers of Mittress were covert, worshipping more conventional deities. Right. It's possibly revealed by a clever stone and rope mechanism. How does that tie in with everything else? So, Temple of Mittress. Okay, what else? Another desk. More writing. Metal cubes. Another document. Cult of Mittress was a mysterious religion practiced within the Roman Empire. The name of the Persian god, adapted by the Greek, was linked with a new and distinctive imageries. Worshippers had a complex system of 7 grades of initiation with metals. Okay. Conic seas show him as being born from a rock and slaughtering a bull. That makes sense, I guess. Right. Reports. The knife used by Mittress for the Toroctoni is originally a curved sacrificial blade. We found the murder weapon. So how did they manage to get this? They would have had to come to this site if it wasn't Rodney's knife. Like if he... Maybe he already had it on him when he went to the baths, right? I guess. More documents. The empty coconuts used to imitate the sound of horses' hooves. Dark eye, another mention of the eye. Sub-Saharan tribes burn fruits, and the rich Roman families spared no expense melting silver or tin. The dark eye. Maybe, what if they were all doing a ritual? Right? Because of the ring he carried, so he thought he was cursed? That's what's up with the silver? I mean, that would explain the silver. Were they part of a cult? That would sure change things a bit. What do we have in here? A Cyclops. Let's see.
The Cyclops, a one-eyed creature helping Vulcan at the forge. Vulcan, the god of fire and metalworking.
Right. What else? Let's see. Pits.
I don't need the ropes for now.
Wait, he had markings from ropes. Maybe he went down? And they had to like tie him up so that they could get him down? I guess. I don't know.
excavating tools, a bucket, shovel, and brush.
Fantastic. What about this shovel? You don't want the shovel? Fine. Okay, what about this? This looks interesting, right?
Construction hooks.
What was that? Nothing, I guess.
Neptune, the god of the sea.
So, Poseidon.
It is a statue of Minerva.
Athena? I don't know. I don't know the Roman names.
It is a broken statue of a bull.
So they worship bulls. I mean, no, they didn't worship bulls, they sacrificed bulls. Right, what about this ruin? I can't inspect that one. Right. Carts,
This
a
railway is used to remove rubble from the site.
Okay. What about this hut? More shelves with more books on them. Documents. How we love documents. Dear Lord Blackmore, the manager of the Bats, Sir Gregory Pitkin, was quite a nuisance at the start when I arrived. After you stepped in, he became rather more helpful. In a few weeks' time, I hope to bring good news of the Strand Lane Baths. What were they trying to uncover? Protect our empire from any present and future threats. Kind regards, Sir Rodney Bendcliffe. Lord Blackmore. Do we know who this lord is? We don't. I don't think so, at least. Calvin, Hobbs and you considered yourselves as being so smart and funny. I had a good laugh when you froze Miss Durkin's notes about the Arch of Hadrian in the ice. That's not nice. I ate Hobbs' tuna sandwich. They worshipped bulls before sacrificing them. Cult of the bull. This is why Satan has horns, to keep people from worshipping bulls? Really? I mean, I know there were people worshipping bulls and cows in general, but I don't know about the second part. Interesting. Find a use. Wow, thank you. I will sure put it to good use.
This is a reproduction of an ancient Greek crossbow.
Schematics.
The gastrofets were used with ropes and hooks for sieges.
Right.
This is a reproduction.
Objects of interest. What am I going to do with it, though? What about this?
This is the map. The gastrofets were used with ropes and hooks for sieges.
Yeah, but what do I... How do I repair it? Do I have to repair it? What am I gonna... siege?
This is a...
Objects of interest. Okay, fine. Right, what about my new ones? Let's see. Pitkin's complaint. That makes sense. Let's see. Pitkin feels rather uncomfortable postponing the public opening of the Roman baths because of Sir Rodney. He was angry because of this, or expects to receive much value from his research and will increase the popularity. He said that. So I'm guessing that's true. Satan has multiple characteristics associated with competing religions to warn early Christians not to backslide. I never thought where the characteristics come from. It looks like a mixture of everything. But I mean, yeah, why was it that? Why did they pick that? I mean, the horns, I expected it because it's a goat, right? And it has horns. They are known for having that. What do I need to talk to? About the coin and about this. Okay, let's go and look at the alchemical part of it. Horns and hooves like a bull. Isn't a goat though? Goats have that as well. The word Satan is the English transliteration of a Hebrew word for adversary in the Bible. Yeah, that's true. A lot of things come from Hebrew. But I mean, speaking of that, some of the
here. Let's try to gather them.
Stories from the Old Testament are technically considered history.
I will count this piece as a starting point.
Okay. Uh-huh. What? What am I doing? What on earth is this? Combine the cubes.
There are 12 pieces here. Let's try.
Rotate and swap depending on the shape to position them in accordance to each other. What on earth? Okay. So I'm thinking that goes like this. This goes like that. Okay. That goes like that. Then that goes like this. Does that work? That works. Right, then that goes like... That doesn't go like that. I can switch their places as well. How does that work? Okay, we need to start from one corner and then figure things out. Like a puzzle. Can I... Okay, these ones... No, these ones fit together. This one fits as well, and this one doesn't fit though. How do I rotate it? There we go. Right, now it fits. No, I don't want that. Right, and now...
I will count this piece as a starting point.
Fine, count it as whatever...
I will count this piece as a starting point.
Oh wait, if you count that as a starting point, I need to switch what I've done. Like that. Aha. Right, right. Does that work? No. Okay, let's see. That one goes down. Okay, and then we'll switch them up. It's fine. These ones work together. They don't. These should work though. There we go. Like that. Right? Right. Oh, that's not in the right position. God damn it. Fine. Wait, that still works.
I will count this piece as a starting point.
Wait, that still works. That's good. Like that. Then like this. Right, like this. We turn it around so that everything fits together. We align the corners. We switch these two together. So that we make them go that way and not this way. Then we verify. Come on, it's right.
I will count this piece as a starting point.
It's right. It fits. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. Oh god. Let's see, what about this one? Okay. That doesn't actually work. That doesn't work either. What? Wait, that works. Aha. Wait, I think I've got it. I sure hope so. No, them. Stop switching them to. Leave it. Okay. Yes, perfect. Now this should work, and then everything should work. Why did the upper ones not work? So if this one doesn't work here. If that one's here and I switch this one, it should switch. Right. And it works. Fantastic. Which one do I need? This one? No, I need this one. Right, because this one's right, so I have that one there, so I need a space, an empty space for it. Right, and then I just turn this one, I turn that one. I just arrange them at this point. No, stop. That was in the right place. Okay. And now it should fit. All except these two. What did I do wrong? They're right. Okay, good. Thank you. Right, now. The other ones. Let's see. So you have that there, that there. They're all in the same place, so I just need to switch them up, I think. Does that work? Ah, that doesn't work. Didn't mean to do that. It's fine though. I think it actually works better. Nope. If I turn that one and the corner goes there, is it going to be parallel? It is. Right. There goes that one. There goes this one, and now it should fit. It doesn't. And that goes there because it has the same gap. And I turn it. Fantastic. Wait, what? Come on, fit. Everything needs to fit together. Seriously, come on, they're the right place.
It is a mold, and it is ready for casting.
Fantastic.
The mold is prepared for casting.
What is
we
it
just
gonna...
need to fill it with certain material. Sir Rodney has made a reconstruction of the mythical golden knife. He seemed unafraid of maledictions, and yet... half a glass of water should be enough to create a plaster solution.
Okay.
Half a glass of water should be enough.
Fine, let me put the water in then. Okay, mix. Pour it. Then we wait.
Now let us see what we have here.
Oh, we break it open. Wow! There's the knife.
This knife is very similar to that described by the coroner as the weapon that killed Sir Rodney.
You should not leap to any hasty conclusions, Watson.
I agree with Watson here. Fill it with chocolate. Yeah, could you imagine if you could make like chocolate swords? Oh, that would be so cool. The mold form, the strange wound. The mold was used to create the murder weapon. Check if we can create a silver knife with the materials found. Okay, let's do that. But didn't he say it had a golden glow? How could that be silver?
Let us try to create an object from silver by using the mold.
Sure. I need 900 degrees Celsius. I don't know how I'm going to obtain that.
It will take a minute to melt the silver with my gas burner. Done.
I don't believe
now
you,
I can
Holmes.
proceed further.
But sure.
The mold is hot. I should wait for it to cool down.
I need to wait? Oh, I don't.
Done.
Okay.
Now I can proceed further.
Right, that's quick. I want all experiments to go that quickly. There we have the knife. Pretty solid.
A homemade silver knife.
Homemade. Yes.
Excellent.
Who doesn't like
We have
homemade
created
silver
a knife
knives?
with the silver that we found. It could have been used to kill Sir Rodney.
It was extremely clever to create a weapon that could dissolve at the scene of the crime.
I agree with that. Let's see, have I made new connections? Sort of. Silver weapon was used and then destroyed in the brazier after the crime. Okay, the last expedition. What other clues do we still have? Who killed? Search the excavation site. Okay, still have to search the excavation site. Let's go back to the excavation site then. Keep looking for clues, because apparently we're not done there. Let's continue. Right. I'm thinking I have to dig something up, right? I don't know. We have the little shovel thing, the gardening tool. Might as well dig something up with it. What though? Such a big area as well.
I don't need the ropes for now.
For now. Oh, okay, so I'm not done. I can't operate this. So annoying. Okay, so we have ropes, we have a bow. I mean, I think it's like a crossbow, but we'll say it's a bow for now. But what about this? I can't do anything here. Right. Let's see. What about this area? Can't go that way because it's blocked off. Oh, I can go in the pit. I didn't even notice. Let's see, what does it say? What area is this? Tablinium. Let's see.
This wall was covered with mud recently. What could be hidden here?
Let's find out. Clean it up. Yes, that's how you that's how you do it. Look, with speedrunning this. We should become a archaeologist. There we go. Frigidarium. Oh, this is the room that was blocked off. Come on, it's clean.
I can see now.
I'm happy.
Frigidarium. It is located at the Roman Baths in London. Someone took the time to hide the fresco, but what for? I need to visit this place.
Yeah, because the tunnel was blocked off. Right. That's not good. Let's see, can I open this gate? No.
This is a reproduction of an ancient...
How do I rebuild it? Because I'm pretty sure we can do that. Otherwise I wouldn't say it's an object of interest.
construction hooks.
Oh, wait. Wait, what does that need? I have rope, I have construction hooks. Where do I get wood from? Right? I'm guessing? Let's see. What does it need? But it doesn't tell me I need it yet. Maybe you don't build it just yet? I also have to... Site has a statue of Neptune. What does this have anything to do with? Anything. Right, let's go back to the Roman baths and we'll figure it out slowly. Let's see, do we have any clues? No. Nothing we can quite figure out just yet.
Mr. Holmes, we've cleared the corridor to the Frigidarium.
Oh.
You can visit it now.
Yes, fantastic.
Thank you, Mr. Phillips.
Can't wait to see what's in there. Let's see. It would be so fun if it caved in again. Oh wow. Okay.
Perhaps I could find some clues by activating the flagstones.
Oh wait, these are the same ones. So that's Minerva. Spider. Okay. Right, some heads, apparently. A jug. No, right. Deactivate this. Let's just activate the ones we found at the excavation site. So I need... Where's Water God? Trident. Right, and what else do we have? Fresco of Vulcan. Right, that's Hermes. A scorpion. I need something that indicates like fire or craftsmanship, I guess. Oh, a Cyclops.
A hidden symbol.
Okay. I'm confused. This is a puzzle. How are we gonna... Okay, let's go to Poseidon. What's the Roman name? Neptune. Come here.
A symbol.
You don't say now, do you? It's that one, right? Yes. This one? The scorpion? I doubt it, but sure. It is not. Let's see. What about you? Did I push the wrong one? No. Still has a symbol.
A hidden sign.
What is the hidden sign?
Now I have all the clues to help me find where these symbols are leading.
Oh.
All I need is imagination.
Imagination. Oh, right. I don't have to do anything. You can imagine it. Great. They all should be pointing to the same thing. How do these tie together though? Okay, that's how, apparently.
The signs are
Who are
pointing
you?
to this bust.
Let's see. What is up with this one? What's special about it? It's not the right one, that's what's special about it. Alright, to the other side, please. What's special about you? A crypt. Something similar. At least. Okay, has left leads. Why can't I go there? Wait, where did that open? What? I'm confused now. Is it here? Yes. There we go. Let's see where this leads us. Let's see why Rodney was actually here. Because I don't think it was to help open a bathhouse. It wouldn't make a lot of sense, to be honest.
What is this place?
I am unsure, Watson, but everything points to the fact that it was the last place visited by Sir Rodney Bentcliffe. We are approaching the end of this mystery.
Right. Let's see where that gets us, pretty much.
A broken glass plate. What is it doing here? I should examine it at Baker Street.
We're doing so much examination at Baker Street compared to other cases we've had.
How very peculiar. An ice maker.
Why would Sir Rodney have brought such a device here?
Good question. Yeah, take everything with you.
A sack of crude salt.
Who is this fresco
Mittress,
of?
the god, clothed in Anatolian costume and wearing a Phrygian cap, killing the bull.
Right. Holmes just wants an excuse to use that fancy table.
This
yeah,
fresco
exactly.
resembles either a ladder or a hierarchy.
You're right. The initiation grades of the cult of Mittress. The knife. Okay.
This fresco resembles...
Right, I get it. It's the same fresco. Keep going, please, Holmes. Oh, this looks interesting. Skulls. What on earth? Are they real?
The fire casts a shadow upon the floor.
A bull. Okay.
It resembles a bull.
I don't say. What about this one? Scepter? Poseidon's scepter?
That is the symbol of Neptune, the god of the sea.
Okay, Neptune. Let's see, what about this one? And we also have one of the tablets, right? We stole it. We have it. Rodney was looking at it. Whose head is that?
The pillar collapsed a long time ago.
Okay. So that's where the plate used to go. Okay. That's the missing puzzle piece.
This shadow seems to represent a bridge. It is very similar to the face of Mittress. The shadows show us the way to go. We will find Mittress after Neptune, the bull, and the bridge.
Okay. Neptune, bull, and bridge.
We cannot go any further. Mummified bodies. We're in some type of catacomb. Mummified.
Interesting. So Neptune, bull, bridge. Okay. I can get that. Do we get out of here, or do we have something else to do? The bridge piers. Oh, okay. Let's go to St. Albans and use the clues we've just found to actually get to Mittress. I guess so. Let's see if we can manage that. So, Neptune. What else do we have to do? Oh, we have to go and investigate the mirror. Let's do that first. I should also talk to some of the suspects about the coin and Mittress' statue. Probably to the other archaeologist. Let's see, can we fix this? Oh, it's another goddamn puzzle. Right, where are my corners? Corner? Corner. So this is this corner, this is that corner. I haven't done so many puzzles since I was a kid. Hello everyone, hi Zyanko, welcome back to the stream. Hope you've had a great weekend. We're back to solving
Watson,
cases.
could you please use this negative and your
But this
photographic
one is
equipment to process the photograph?
interesting, I'd say, because it ties in more with mythology, considering we're investigating an archaeologist.
Thank you, Watson.
Death.
Now I must use reagents to develop the photograph.
Let's see. Oh, this was the missing photograph. Scrub it. Let's see. An Egyptian photo. Come on. Ice cream in the desert. We are indebted to the Romans who developed the technique. So that's why the ice cream maker.
We are indebted to the Romans who developed the technique. Ice. Sir Rodney. Another archaeologist, most probably. Ice cream.
What else?
Salt.
There's gotta be something else.
The pyramids of Giza in Egypt.
That's it?
So that's it. Salt and crushed ice may help to create ice cream.
And that's a secret somebody would kill? Someone was experimenting with the Roman method of ice production. Check if an ice knife can be created with the materials found. Sure. Let's see. Who wouldn't kill for ice cream? I mean, ice cream is okay, I guess.
If I wish to shape the ice knife, then I need
I'm
to
going
pour
to go and
water
buy
inside
some
the mold.
Go for it, Gray. Ice cream is fun, I guess. I will try not to kill anyone. Yes, that would be preferable.
Ice, salt, and then the mixing. It should be elementary. We need to reach minus 20 degrees Celsius to fully freeze the water inside the mold. Before beginning, I must remember that I have enough ice and salt for no more than 4 attempts.
What? Wait, what am I supposed to do?
Ice, salt, and then the mixing. It should
minus
be elementary.
20 degrees.
We need to reach minus 20.
So we need to reach minus 20 degrees.
A block of ice.
Holmes, look. The temperature is
Add salt.
A block block of ice.
Oh no. No, it's rising.
A block of ice. I have only to use a block of
Shut up.
A block of ice, salt.
No. What am I doing? I messed it up.
A block of ice. Ice.
No, we'll have to redo this. Yeah, no, that's not good. Okay, now I know what we have to do, right? Because it's like on the roads, right? You put salt on it and you don't slip on it, but I don't know if that actually keeps the temperature of the... I don't know. We'll find out.
Ice.
Right.
Before beginning, I must remember that I have enough ice. A block of ice.
Okay, we have to be quick about it though.
Holmes,
With the
look.
ice.
The temperature.
Then take this, use it on that, add the ice, and keep going, right? I'm guessing that's what we do. I don't know. I mean, that's what you use on roads. I mean, we're getting there. I think that's what we'll have to do. Please. Just a little bit more. You've got to be kidding me!
We cannot be making it correct.
God damn it! What am I supposed to do then?
If I wish to shape the ice knife, then I need to
No, no, no.
pour water.
Right, so water... Maybe I do it like...
Ice, salt. Before beginning, I
Salt?
think that ice should be added first.
But it's not enough.
A block of ice.
Holmes, look. The temperature.
What if I just add ice? It doesn't go lower. It should have worked, right? I don't know how the Romans used to make ice cream.
Ice, salt, and then the mixing. It should be elementary.
And
We
then
need to
the
reach
mixing.
minus 20 degrees Celsius. Before
What does
beginning,
mixing mean?
I must remember that
I mix them?
The temperature.
ice,
That should do it, right? Come on.
we cannot be making it correctly. Let us try
That's
again.
the way to do it, but we're doing it too quickly. God damn it.
Ice, before beginning.
Fine.
Holmes, look. The temperature.
A block of
Right.
excellent.
Yes!
Now we must
Finally.
check to ensure that it is adequately frozen.
It is adequately frozen. I mean, I'm not sure if it is actually. We need to see if it's actually a knife. It is. So doesn't it melt though?
An ice weapon for a cold-blooded murder.
Wait, that would explain the ice
knife.
in the blood.
A surprising and yet a very brilliant idea.
Still not as cold as my ex's heart. Seriously, digitally. Sure. Welcome back to the stream. Hope you've had a great weekend. We're back to solving cases. And this is getting interesting. I mean, technically they're starting to make sense. All the clues we found so far. How are you? I'm good, I'm good. Everything's been going pretty nicely. And this is last week of school before Christmas vacation, so that's always nice. What are we missing? I need to talk to some people. And also, let's see, what about the clues? Can I update some of this? Silver weapon. Right, I need some more clues, because otherwise I can't finish the case. Let's go talk to some people. And I also need to search the crime scene. I haven't searched it already though. This time I did have a great weekend. I'm glad. Why can't you simply arrest everyone? Because I can't. It's just not possible. Unfortunately. So thank you. Nice. Thank you. Thank you. We have to provide evidence for our arrest. We can't just go, yes, you're guilty. I know it. So I'll arrest you. Plus we don't know who's guilty. We know how they did it. But we don't actually know who did it.
An ice bucket to keep the champagne chilled.
Or with a knife.
Champagne for a special occasion. Unopened, it was intended to be enjoyed after the steam session.
What were they going to celebrate? "23 times! I didn't sneeze 23 times. Come on, digitally. Hello everyone. Hi Olga, welcome back to the stream. How are you this evening?
Mr. Holmes?
What am I missing? There's a clue I'm missing, obviously. But I don't know what. Obviously as well. Maybe it's not in here?
There is a bottle of champagne on ice in the changing room. Do you have any idea who left it there?
Doing my prayers for the
Are you quite certain?
Good, good. Come on, it's gonna be fine.
Do you
It's
believe
English.
it's important?
Yes, because they were celebrating something. We don't know what though. And you're not very helpful, are you now? Frigidarium. I already examined the damn Frigidarium. No, I don't want to exit. I'm not exiting. I'm going back to the catacombs. What about here? Have I examined examined everything in here? What test? We have an English test. It's our term test. So it's like 25% of the grade. And we've had math and Romanian. And tomorrow is English. And on Thursday it's biology. So that's what's up with the test. It's not a normal test, it's like end of term test. You study Romanian? Yeah, of course I study Romanian. Of course, I mean... no, it's not of course, but yeah, I'm from Romania. I'm still in Romania, so we have that at school, mandatory. For good or for bad. For good or for worse, I guess. Well, yes, we do have to study that. Although we're studying literature now. We're not studying grammar anymore. That's what you do in general... in secondary school? Secondary school. Yeah, and after biology winter break, exactly, we just relax. Skeleton.
How dreadful. Judging by the broken orbit, this poor fellow met a death similar to Sir Rodney's.
So it's a sacrificial death? But why?
This shoe is not from the Roman era.
Sadly, we study Romanian.
This man was a tomb raider who met with an unfortunate end.
By the eye he was punished, for he saw that he was not worthy. Dreadful.
I see, I didn't know you're from Romania, so that's why I asked. Right, no problem, yes. But it's for school, not for uni, right? Yes, it's for school. Not uni. Not in uni yet.
A shovel, not from the Roman era.
So they were digging. It's unfortunate I can't go that way.
Mummified bodies. We're in some type of catacomb.
You don't say now, do you? Right.
Mummified bodies. We're in some type...
Is this everything there is in this catacomb? By the looks of it. The champagne. Okay, I desperately need to speak to someone in Scotland Yard about what is happening. But English is a trash language. Why is the note worth 25% of the final grade? I mean, it just is. What do you mean trash language? What? Technically it's like bilingual studies. Although we don't study sciences or anything in English. But that's why we have a term test for that.
Locked.
So it is what it is.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
But it's like 25% of the final grade for that... what is it called? Subject? So just for English, not the final grade. Like that's for every term test. Considering we have 4. That's like exam period, I don't know. And later on we have simulations for the final exam.
The paintings in the baths are focused on Mittress.
I'm not sure that's like everywhere.
Yes, they are what make this place remarkable.
But
and that is why Sir Rodney came here?
He believed that the golden knife, which is an ancient ritual item, was hidden somewhere around the baths. I admit that it would be wonderful if it were true.
And you are not concerned by the reputation of this artifact?
You mean the curse? Before someone is dead, it is a blessing.
What?
After they are dead, well, then it becomes a curse.
Okay, I mean that's one way of viewing things. I get what you're saying, we had something similar in Croatia. Right, that makes sense,
Some melted silver was found inside the steam room brazier. Do you know where it came from?
Silver? No.
Don't mention the simulations, there's no time to be happy. We'll be happy either way, come on. We're fine. We're fine.
Did you bring a bottle of champagne to the baths?
Absolutely not. Sir Rodney did, I think.
No time to be happy, keep praying. Yeah. Listen to Digitaly's advice. Great. That sure.
Please escort this suspect.
Makes someone feel better. Oh, I have to ask everyone the same thing. Okay.
Perhaps you could explain the cult of Mittress to me.
No, there is nothing to say. We are not the worthy ones.
But Sir Rodney believed that he was?
He was wrong. I have visions. The golden knife, the mummy. Oh, it's all my fault.
Visions?
Calm down, Mr. Garrow.
So that's what's up with the visions. After the stream, I'll go pray. Yes, after the stream. Thank you. Exactly. You still have time for the stream. I'm glad about that.
We discovered some melted silver in the brazier. Did you put it there?
It didn't help. The power is too strong.
So he did use it as the ritual, just as we read in the documents. What about the champagne?
Did you place the bottle of champagne in the changing room?
What? No.
How hard can it be? It's not that hard. Olga's exaggerating. It's fine.
Please escort this suspect.
Plus, you know English.
For
Come
interrogation.
on. Mittress, go
What
on.
can you tell me about Mittress?
We do the same thing again.
So much. It was the core of our work. Why do you ask?
Were you seeking the golden knife?
I see you are an amateur. Yes, the golden knife was our grail.
I'm not, I'm a
It is
detective.
said that it bears the only text explaining the ritual of the cult of Mittress.
I understand. I read something about immortality.
A myth. The knife would provide immortality only to the worthy one, and yet it is cursed, and it would kill you if you are not initiated.
Initiate. Okay. I was about to say, like, imagine you're living in US and you had spelling competition tomorrow. Wouldn't that be worse? I mean, I don't know. Like, this is not probably a popular opinion, but like, to me at least, spelling competitions seem like, what? Like, don't you know how to, like, later on, like, what on earth could you spell? Don't you know how to spell things? I guess it's like different words that you don't use just because they're hard. But I mean, depends what you're trying to study. Like, I feel like they're kind of the worst competitions. Like, what are you even learning from that? But that's my personal opinion. Test is fine, but there is a writing part that is the hardest because of the teacher that will be checking it. Yeah, but it's still manageable. It's manageable. Come on. We can figure it out. We always do.
We discovered some melted silver in the brazier. Did you put it there?
No. Silver, you say? No, I don't know how it got there.
Okay. What about the champagne?
Did you place the bottle of champagne in the changing room?
No, I did not.
The native language, the only language they use and take pride in knowing how the words are written, like... Yeah, but then all, like... If you're... what is it called? If it's like your mother tongue, don't you know how to spell in it? Like, unpopular opinion, but that's like how I view it. Like, technically, don't you know how to write in your own language? I mean, come on. Especially like later on, I'm not talking about like primary school, because that, I guess that's interesting for the kids. Like if you're in high school or uni or something like that. I'm not sure in uni they do that, but I know in high school they do. It's like, what? But I mean, I guess that's a European view of it. What kind of test is it? Vocabulary, grammar, poems, colloquials. So it's grammar, it's literature, and it's writing. Grammar, reading, it's reading. Half literature, English, half IELTS exam. Yeah, let's go with that. It's US. Yeah, I know, but like, we're generalizing. That's not good.
Did you expect to find
it's like saying it's Europe. That's there's multiple
Sir Rodney thought that it might be
states.
Did you
but yeah, they all have spelling bees or competitions.
They are so extraordinary, and we had hoped that.
Still have spelling.
It's a tragedy that he has passed.
I know.
All of his secrets with him.
You don't. You just don't read it.
As soon as I've been released, I will continue.
And I have to correct it.
In his memory.
Right. You don't have spelling problems. You ain't praying hard enough. Yeah, exactly. If you prayed hard enough, you wouldn't have spelling problems. Ah, that's definitely what's going on here. We'll work on that, exactly. Sure do, sure do. And now I have to go back to St. Albans and figure out what on earth we have to do. Because it doesn't really tie in with everything. Literature, to strive, to seek, to find and not to yield. Who wrote this line? I don't know. You. Good question, digitally. Just now, yeah, exactly. You quoted someone. Garrow's illness, Garrow's weakness. My obsession with the Mittress cousin has been driven insane, a condition worsened by the medication. He's melancholic. He's a victim of over-medication, has hallucinations. His state has been worsened by the shock of Sir Rodney's death. Let's go with that. That doesn't work. Or C. Tennyson and Ulysses. We don't study Ulysses. That's hard. That's a complicated book. We're not that advanced in literature. It's your fault that you are better than the teacher at English. Oh, come on. No, don't exaggerate. That's not nice. That's not nice. It is the famous last line of the poem. That's interesting. I did not know that. No, we don't, like, I know, like, how that is supposed to work with literature, but we don't study it like that, let's say. Like, we pick a book where there's, like, a theme, or has a literary theme, or, what is it called? Current? Is that what you call it in English? Like aestheticism or modernism, like that. And we don't do it in order. Because it's not, I mean, it is a main subject, but not really. It's weird. But we haven't really, I mean, just, the teacher has some books picked out, and we use them to commentate on certain movements, let's call them. But we haven't really done anything that's quite, I mean, we have done, let's say, famous books, or books from universal literature that are important. But I feel like we're not doing anything that's actually
the door
more
has
complicated.
Been left open. Someone did not care, or was in haste.
Pretty sure you would nail a C2. You have those exams in Marina. Yes, we do have those exams, and I already took them. The ones I had to, sort of. I mean, I don't really had to, but yes, we do have those here as well. Like the British ones, and then there's some other ones you can take. But other than that, like, we don't have specific exams. We have the ones that are pretty much everywhere. Certifications, I don't know what to call them.
This is a reproduction of an ancient Greek crossbow.
You and the damn crossbow. I just want to build it. So we need... Oh, I know what we need. We need you. Can I turn this? The bow. And the bridge. And then there's Mittress. But English grammar gets really confusing and more trash the deeper you go into it. I guess. But I mean, depends, because they do make sense. I feel like English is one of those languages where, because there's so many resources for it, and considering everybody watches like videos or movies or whatever, listens to podcasts, music, it's way easier to learn than other languages where like you are more limited by what you have, especially depending on like where you live as well. You mean you took those for free, or my C2 cost me like 200 euros? But wait, they don't expire at least. No, I paid for it. With school we would take the C1, and I didn't want to do that, and we would still have to pay for it, so I took the C2 while my class took the C1. Okay, a colloquial. What does an US American mean when they are saying you will be going up the river? So in the future you are going to go up the river. I mean, I don't know, what do you mean by that? Like, I'm not at a level where I can explain grammar to you. I'm not in a teaching position. I know how to identify them and to like some of them put them correctly by ear. That doesn't mean I always know the tenses, so I might be saying stupid stuff. Sounds like the idiom, so either know it or you don't. True, that's also true. Idioms are also a problem, which are just vocabulary, which you either have or you don't. You kind of have to just learn it. Bridge. Right.
We should use these metal rings to help us reach the bridge pillar.
Okay.
We should... There might be something behind these leaves. I have to find a way of getting there.
With the crossbow? Maybe? Item required. You don't say, no, do you? It means you will get detention. Or you will go to jail, depending on the context. I've never heard of that. Good to know, though. Really? You'll be going up the river? Is that still used? No kidding. No, I know. It just sounds so weird. And proof that you still, no matter how much you know, let's say, although I don't really like that expression, you don't actually know anything. Okay, that's an exaggeration, but you don't know that much. Right.
I should use the appropriate object here.
You don't say that, do you? Let's see. Come on. How hard is it to build a crossbow? It's already impossible to know everything about one's language. Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's always way more that you can learn about anything. Teenagers say that too when their parents confine them to their room. Okay. Nice. I have no clue about that. Pardon me. Let's see if we can shoot the crossbow from here. Right? I don't know. What does the bull and Neptune have anything to do with it? No one cares what teenagers say. Yeah, that's fair as well.
Perfect targets.
Oh, seriously. Alright, shoot. Oh.
This one is ready.
Okay. Another one.
This one is ready.
Hit! We're right on point with these hook throws. I mean, we're not throwing them, are we? We're shooting them.
The bridge is ready. Now I must cross it.
Wait, you consider that a bridge? I think we have... Oh, okay. Different definitions of a bridge. Right. No. Stop tilting.
Watson, come here.
Watson, come here. Yeah, do the same thing I did. Aimbot, yeah, exactly. With the perfect throws. Obviously. Especially for Sherlock Holmes. What else could we be using? Let's see, this should be the final clue. But I still have no idea who did it.
Are we inside the hidden temple of Mittress, Holmes?
Yes.
I am not sure. We had better be careful.
Well said, Timbo, well said. Well said. What do you mean by that, digitally? Explain. Okay. Something more easy. When someone in California says something is rad, what does it mean? That's cool. Right? Cool.
I saw this symbol
Interesting.
in the tunnels underneath the
I
frigid
guess,
area.
right? I think I'm just thinking, oh, that's
Which way should we go,
rad.
Holmes?
There ought to be some clues here. Let's take a look around.
That doesn't
I
change
saw this
the
symbol in
fact.
the tunnels.
What do you mean that
underneath the
doesn't change the
Frigidarium.
fact? Of course it does. Sort of.
I saw this symbol in the tunnels underneath the Frigidarium.
What do you mean grabs popcorn? No, 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 no.
I saw this symbol in the tunnels underneath the Frigidarium.
You and your freaking Frigidarium. It's a maze. Okay, we're smart. I first pick this. Bingo, great or cool or both. Right. For radical, no? Yes, digitally. It's short for radical. See? Now you have to listen to what teenagers say. Okay. Let's see. I mean, not all teenagers, obviously. Most of them. Part of them. Right, what is this? Table with stones. What? What? So this raises that one. Oh, I still have a rock. I didn't notice that one. Oh no. Oh, we're back to doing puzzles. Fantastic. Yes! Fantastic! Do different pillars react the same to every stone? Yes. No. I don't know. We managed it yet. Easy, yeah, exactly. Okay, so one of those symbols. I'm gonna go with the helmet. Brute force it. I mean, we didn't brute force it. We used our head and it worked. We just were speedy about it. No time to explain what we did. We just have to keep going. Okay, we look for those symbols. This, the bug. Yes, we're closer to Cthulhu now. You think? No. No, no, no. Let's see, what comes after the bug? The sword or the sight? This, right. I mean, we're getting somewhere. What comes next? Okay, one of those things. I think it's this. Is it? It is. Why does this remind me of House of Ashes? Wait, it does? That's not good. Wait, why is it left or right? Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay, great. That was stressful there for a second. What's the last one? This one. Okay, we're there. That's a dead end, right. Let's go up. We should have reached Mittress. What is the noise? Right.
Look. It's
The golden knife.
But how to get it?
I agree. How do we get it? And how do we manage to solve something that a couple of very smart technically smart archaeologists in their own proper fields did not manage to do. I mean, with Sherlock Holmes, I know, but still. We should think of a...
Watson, I need your help.
Career change. Indiana Jones, do your worst. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Indiana Holmes. Come on, turn that. Okay, we trapped Watson in there. Oh no, which one is it? Holmes is the one who'd now say, if no one has been here in centuries, who put these lit candles here? You're right. Okay, doesn't help. Wrong lever. That does help. Right, let's see.
This mechanism seems inactive. Most likely the door it controls has already been opened.
Okay, that's not good. Right, what about this one? Please don't tell me that opened the right one. Oh, god damn it. Oh, god damn it. Holmes! Open this one. Now let me switch. Now the third one, right? There we go. Right, turn that. And I can keep going, right? No. What did I do? Okay, we're fine. Oh, I can't leave. Wait, what? Okay, there we go. Now I get out. And then Watson, you activate the other one. I get the knife. And we get out of here.
This lamp is not old. The oil is still fresh. Perhaps Sir Rodney passed by here.
No,
Maybe.
I do not think so. Remember, he went no further than the catacombs underneath the Frigidarium. The murderer left this lamp.
Right.
The
My
golden
knife.
knife of Mittress. A long-lost relic has resurfaced. Watson, it is time to conclude this case.
I agree. Oh, fantastic.
Excellent. Now, We should find another...
We know another way already. Problem is getting to it. Right, I need to open that one. Then use Holmes to open that one. I guess. No, then get Watson out. Right, let's see. Yes, right. Watson, get out. Right. Then I use... I can come to a place like this and not take your beating soon. Yeah, that's our biggest problem. Why not go for a swim, right? This seems safe. Safest place we've ever been to. Okay, Holmes, you can just stay there, apparently. What if I activate this?
This mechanism seems inactive. Most likely the door it controls has already been opened.
How do I make Holmes open that door? Oh, okay, I can keep it open. Right, let's see. I mean, if it wasn't safe, the rats would be already dead, but we can hear them loud and clear. I mean, the rats can survive in sewers, so I'd assume they can survive in here as well. Left or right? Does it kill us? It doesn't. If I pick the right one.
This mechanism seems inactive.
Okay, it doesn't let me pick. What about this one? Okay, it opens the door. Right, so that's that. How am I supposed to get in then? Oh, I used the other door. Or mechanism, actually. Alright. Look, literally we'll go grab our bathing suits and then we'll come back to the catacombs. It's fine, we still have plenty of time. I forgot to switch characters. Right. Nice. Yeah, exactly. We can also take our camera. Did they have camera? Yeah, they do, because we saw the pictures of Egypt. Old Egypt. Let's get out of it. And we have our connections. The golden knife, the ice, the stolen... No, don't crash. Valuable secret was important discovery, a metaphorical bomb. He could use it as a powerful means of annihilating anyone who stood in his way, that he alone might take fame and glory. True. Wait, not yet. Oh, I shouldn't have exited. Oh, it doesn't matter. Right. The ice knife. The murderer hid the weapon inside the ice bucket with champagne. After the attack, the knife was left to melt, so causing the excess of water in the blood pool. That makes sense. I agree with that. Garrow's weakness. Okay. Paranoia. Garrow's suffering was too great. After Sir Rodney's grand discovery, Garrow lived in fear of the Mittress curse, and so developed heightened feelings of paranoia. So, he killed Sir Rodney in a fit of obsession due to his intense nervous state? That doesn't make sense. Because if he were that paranoid, he wouldn't think of making an ice knife and actually protecting the fact that there is a golden knife. The game better tell us who to ask, because I'm lost already. It doesn't, we have to figure it out. That's the fun part. Let's see if we found all the clues first. I believe we have. Yes, we have. Right, so now here comes the fun part. Now we have to piece everything together. And I think we have like 3 different paths we can take. Arrest Watson. Yeah, obviously. No, I think this one's... Yeah, I think he's ill. Interest. It was saved by the arrival, but as a high cost to his morale. No. What about you? Comfortable postponing. He was angry because of this. Maybe. He didn't tell us. Stop takeover. Even if Pitkin is the owner of the bats, he will surely lose them for this major discovery. It will change everything. It will turn the bats into a permanent excavation site to preserve the research. It will never achieve the commercial status that Pitkin desires. That seems like a possible thing. He killed Sir Rodney to conceal their discovery, the only way to save the Roman bats from the upcoming excavations. Was humiliated, condemn or absolve? No, we're obviously gonna condemn whoever did it, but the question is who did it. And is you as well. Vengeance is a deserving specialist who is aware that he's about to be cast aside over major discovery. He will lose his chance of a lifetime. It doesn't seem like he cared about that. I'd arrest him? Pitkin? Yeah, I'm thinking he did it as well, but we have to analyze every possibility. He killed Sir Rodney to avenge an abuse of power. That death would be to his financial benefit and would allow him to emerge as a luminary in his field. He was a nice made reproduction of the golden knife of Mittress. Who would have access? Where did we find the mold? Doctor mean too long, didn't read. No. Right. Let's see. Let's look at some of our clues first. Where's the mold? Mittress Tauroctoni knife mold. Oh, where do we find that? Strand Lane. Sword. So, let's see. We always do this, but we'll see if this actually ties in, because we don't have that many clues actually. We have the silver weapon. We have the ice weapon. So I'm thinking this is what happened, right? So they all went to the bathhouse together. I'm not sure who brought the champagne. I think Rodney brought the champagne, right? Let's check the clues. If it is actually... It doesn't say who brought the champagne. Right, I'm thinking Rodney brought the champagne to celebrate. I'm thinking he wanted to tell them about the knife or something, right? Because why else would they celebrate? And they weren't allowed to bring champagne there, actually. I mean, the champagne still is pretty weird, but they want to celebrate something, that's obvious. Now, the steam was turned on. The problem is the steam was turned on from the beginning. Sounds right, arrest that guy. Seriously? We haven't made up... I mean, it's not a hypothesis, but a theory. The steam was on, so the only person that could turn the steam on was someone who had access to it, or he would have told the people that managed the bath to turn the steam on before they arrived there. And also, he would potentially be the only one that would know that his employee would be missing, right? So he stole the key. Although, doesn't he... No, he doesn't have a key, because there's only one key. And he locked the door. Now that would make sense, because the murderer is one of those three people. That's the only explanation, because they were the only ones that were in there. Now, the person that actually found it, found the evidence we were looking for, which is Garrow. He said he touched the body, right? He was the one that found the body. And he had blood all over him. But he was very paranoid, and he's also taking medication. So that's not quite... You can't quite base a lot of things off of that. But then there's this guy, the archaeologist. He could want recognition for what he has done. And he is, like... what is it called? Specialized in Roman archaeology? Artifacts? Ancient Rome? So that would also make sense. But this guy would have the most things to gain from this murder. The most things, that isn't right. Never mind. He would have the most to gain from this. And we've figured out what the murder weapon was because of the water in the blood. That's the only explanation for that. And he'd want to save his business, because it would potentially, because it's such an important relic, the baths would never open. That much is true. Okay, let's go with that guy. We'll see if we're actually right. Maybe we're not. Maybe we are. That's what I'm thinking. And we condemn him. Yes, let's see. What is it gonna be? Is this the right choice? Right, correct choice, because there is no right or wrong choice. Let's see how the story plays out, and then we can check her.
Why did you bring me here? I saw that you released the others.
Sir Gregory, I would ask that you listen carefully.
I'm hoping we picked the right person.
To Inspector Lestrade.
It's
You
either the
murdered
archaeologist
Sir
or this
Rodney
guy.
Bentcliffe in cold blood, and you did it for money.
What? No, that's not true.
I am afraid that it is. The ingenious ghost weapon that you used only served to prove the premeditation.
A lot of neurons, yeah,
You're
let's hope
insane.
they were right.
It was a spectacular felony, one that intrigued the police and encouraged the press. Scandal is an excellent means of bringing the public's
Exactly.
attention to your baths. And eventually,
Any kind of
course,
media is
it
good
brought
media.
me too.
Still publicity.
You have it all wrong.
I do.
Well, I didn't expect you to possess much in the way of courage. May you be a fraction more inspired before you meet the hangman. Farewell, Sir Gregory.
Oh god, I'm hoping it's the right guy. Right? Right. God damn it. What is wrong though? No. Wait, who's the right one then? Is it Garrow and he used silver? It's not. Hang him ASAP before you can tell that he's innocent. Yeah, exactly. Wait, who is it then? Back to ending. Yes. It's either the archaeologist. I mean, I'm pretty sure... Could the blood be diluted from the moisture? The only thing that didn't work with this is how would this businessman know how to make an ice knife? He wouldn't, because it's a Roman technique. But he has Roman bats. I don't know. Why is this complicated? Nope. We have the wrong guy. Or the wrong weapon that was used for the murder. Let's see. Maybe it's not this guy either. What if it's Garrow? But that would be so weird if it was like a insane murder. Let's see. We can't skip the bus part. It's not a bus, it's a carriage, but still. Now I'm intrigued. Who did it? We only got the first one right. And half of the second one. Cases, I'm referring to cases.
I'm feeling rather uncomfortable. Why have I been put into these cuffs?
I fear that you had better get used to them, Mr. Blinkhorn. They are your reward for the murder of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe.
What? No, that's a lie.
It is regrettable, for you are a talented archaeologist. I will request that you are placed in a prison where you are unable to dig an escape tunnel. That
What?
is, of course, if they decide that you shall live.
You...
The consulting detective who salutes your intelligence in performing
He didn't
the
do it.
perfect crime. Yes, but also the gentleman who detests your motivation.
You know nothing.
You wish to be the one who would reveal this to the world.
Is The golden knife. How?
I'm
also
smarter
like to
than
dig,
all you
you see.
archaeologists.
I only followed your trail. Such a
Good.
pity that there is always someone willing to steal
He
your
didn't
credit,
do
wouldn't you say?
it.
And there was the chance of a lifetime.
Damn it.
You had to
So
take
bad.
it. It was not to be shared. But now,
Complicated game for
I
this
am
hour.
here,
The fact that you can still
and there
think
is
logically
no
is
one
this
who will
cool
stop
day.
the trend
Yeah, I know,
of
right?
justice, Mr.
Well,
Blinkhorn.
fine. Look, we didn't get
Goodbye.
the answers right, so we're not exactly thinking straight. We're thinking half straight. This is not the man that did it. It is? Okay, second try. I'll take it. I'll take it. We condemned the first man wrong. What? We accused the first one of murder, and it was wrong, but the second one was right. We decided you should live. Such a savage. Yeah, exactly. I know, right? Sherlock, what can you do? Yes, I'm fine with my choice. We're justice seeker. Again. People made the same moral choice, people solved the case the same way. Nice. First try. Right. Next. The Abbey Grange affair. We're not doing that case today. We can think on it tomorrow.
The game is afoot, not a word.
Why are you waking up, Watson? Hang more people. No, we're not hanging more people. Come on, that's not our objective here. Our objective here is to find the murderer. And we're doing sort of an okay job at it. No more crime if they're all dead. I know, right? But you can't kill so many innocents in the process of justice seeking. We have to be fair. We can't just do whatever we want. That isn't quite right. At least I don't think it's right, right? I guess. Sort of true, right? So are there supposed to be enough is there supposed to be enough evidence to know the actual culprit? Because it seems a bit arbitrary so far. I don't think so. I think you can sort of like try to figure it out, but I don't think it gives you enough evidence to like for sure know who it is. But I feel like that's like with all the shows and the books. They don't like they leave something out that then Sherlock kind of explains later, which is sort of annoying because there is no actual way for you to for sure figure it out. But yeah, that's how it is apparently. They didn't even show how he did it. Yeah, I know, right? That's a little bit annoying, disappointing. Technically, we know how he did it, because that's what we find out throughout the investigation. We just have to find the actual culprit to, like, stick actions with person, and then we have a murder suspect, an actual one, or the murderer. Murderer. I hate books or stories that leave something for imagination. Like, sounds lazy to me, but oh well. I know, right? Like, you can put in details, like hide them, and still make it interesting so that in the end there's someone that actually paid really close attention to everything that was happening could notice it. But I feel like that is easier done in movies, because in books, if you read it, you'll sort of remember it. Like, you can recall that. So I guess it's not easy. It's easier to do in movies rather than books. I mean, you know, I went away for a bit. Do we know who did it now? Yes, it was the archaeologist. He did it because he didn't want to lose all the recognition, because Rodney would have gotten all the recognition for finding the knife. We actually found the knife. I'm not sure if you were there for that, but yes, we found the golden knife. And then we accused first the businessman. It wasn't the businessman. The one that owned the bats, and then we accused the archaeologist. I mean, you know the details, but it would be nice if he admitted to it and then they show it in a cutscene or something, you know? Yes, I do. That would actually make it better, because you could actually see everything explained and all that. How he planned it, etc. Yeah, like a reinstallment, let's say? We guessed it first try. Yes, of course we did. Of course we did. Well said, digitally. Well said. Can we appreciate Holmes putting the knife in front of the killer? All in hand's reach. Smart. Yeah, I know, right? But Holmes always does that. Like, that's just Holmes for you. He always does that. There is no way he's gonna stop doing that, let's say. It's just something he does. Not nice, but oh well, what can you do about it? I mean, he poisoned himself in the beginning and knew that Watson would come in order to give him the antidote, so I'm not sure we can debate the sanity of Holmes, but sure. That something isn't right there. Something isn't right. Last Holmes' words. What are you gonna do? Stab me? Maybe? I mean, probably. That person would definitely try to stab him. I mean, are we forgetting that bridge already? The bridge. We're not forgetting the bridge. We'll go back to it with a swimsuit. I said that much, right? Holmes is gonna grab his shorts, his mustache, and his hat, and he's gonna go for a swim. The bridge that was a rope? Never. Oh no, the rope bridge. Okay, I'm thinking of different things. Yeah, the rope bridge. Yeah, okay, let's not forget that. You don't call 3 ropes attached to a pole a bridge. That's not a bridge. Not even close. It's a makeshift hang rope, I don't know. Like the one you use at a circus. And they don't even use that anymore, I think. So, nah, not a bridge. It's a rope. Yeah, exactly. That's it. A death wish, that's what it is. Or that. Good description. A rope is a death wish. Pretty accurate. But that's Holmes for you. I mean, they portray him kind of well in the game, at least in Crimes and Punishment. Right. Well, tomorrow we have the next case, which we'll be dealing with, let's say. We'll see if we can manage to identify the murderer first try. I mean, we catch on to a lot of things. I guess that's expected. But yeah, sometimes it's still not clear who did it. And that's what we have planned for tomorrow. Hopefully the rope hopefully the case goes well. Right. Main thing is that we arrest somebody. Yeah, exactly. We throw somebody in prison or we hang them. One of the two. If we do that, then it's a win. That's all we have to do. But that's it for today's stream. And hopefully first try like today. Yes, exactly. First try. Like always. Yes. Exactly. Always. Right. I hope you all have a great evening, day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Any of those drawing streams planned for this month? I forgot the website name. Oh, the Gartic phone. Probably not. But we can think of including more of those in the future. I know you like them, Timbo. I know you like that stream. Right. Well, have a great time, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow. Yes, even the guy we just arrested. I mean, I think he's already dead, but oh well, details. Right, I'll see you tomorrow, and bye for now.